that new signing Kylian Mbappe got his first goal for Real Madrid in his very first competitive encounter for the Spanish side in that performance. And for Madrid, first trophy again. And of course, like a lot of analysts have said yesterday, Madrid is already, the best team in Europe, and adding Mbappe to, that squad only makes them, even a stronger team.
Yeah. Congratulations to Kylian Mbappe. What the best way to start in the new club? Obviously, that if you play in your first competitive game and you get a goal, that will go a long way to boost your morale. Exactly. And at the same time, it's pressures on you. Because when you come with a big high expectation, people hoping you to deliver. By the time first match no go, second match no go, third match no go, you begin the count. But luckily for you, in the first match and a competitive match, you get a goal, and not just a goal. Like some people started saying, I was on sharp platform one platform yesterday. They said that congratulations to Pape. One particular guy on his Twitter can say congratulations to Pape. One match for Real Madrid, and he was able to have one match for Real Madrid and one more trophy than Arsenal 100 years in Arsenal 100 years in Europe. Arsenal have won in Europe, but because just one match with Real Madrid. Another person say. Another person also said that the Pape play about 62 matches with Messi without winning anything, and just one match with Vinicius Junior, he get a trophy. So congratulations. So obviously congratulations. And when Mbappe came in, there was this speculation that whether how Ancelotti is going to be able to find space for him based on the Addison star that they already have in the front line. But you can see the combination yesterday.
They combine perfectly.
Perfect combination.
Exactly.
Deadly attack. And I'm afraid for his Spanish club this season. And at the same time, any opponent that will come against the Real Madrid this season. Football is always football. Some clubs will still have their way to be able to neutralize whatever Ancelotti and the team is doing. But obviously, without no question, without no doubt, Real Madrid is going to be the most dangerous team this season.
Exactly. Completely. I mean, let's move out from that now to some Nigerian news where, of course, it's been revealed that Augustine Eguavon, that's the NFL technical director, will likely take charge of the Super Eagles for the 2025 AFCON qualifiers against Cheetahs of Benin Republic and the Amavubi of Rwanda. The NFF has delayed the appointment of a new head coach for the Super Eagles after announcing it will employ an expatriate sometime in June. The Super Eagles will begin their quest for a place at AFCON 2025 with a home game against Benin Republic on Saturday, September 7. The Super Eagles will now visit Kigali, where they keep a date with Rwanda 3 days later. But of course, a reliable source who spoke to a sister media organization said that the NFF is right now is that the NFF that is impossible to employ a new head coach for the Super Eagles before the games against Benin Republic and Rwanda. The force further said Eguavon, who is currently the technical director, is in line to manage the team for the two games. Of course, back again to Eguavon, and of course this coaching issue has been on. In fact, we even had some reports, I don't know how true it was, that the presidency has even waded into the matter, asking the NFF to put that on hold, and they will be the ones to appoint a new coach.
Well, it's obvious that in this side of the world we do things differently, and when people are trying to move forward, we begin to take a step backward. I see that this is also going to likely to happen. It will appear like it's speculation, but it might be not speculation. Obviously, the next two matches will be handled by us, but there's no fact about it. And the fact that the NFF have waited till this time, it's almost 7 weeks now. When 7 weeks now, 7 to 8 weeks now, over 2 months now. 2 months now.
2 months.
When the judge resigned his positions as the chief coach of the Super Eagles. He just has moved on with his own life, but the NFF are still deputizing. Today you hear of Tom Sinkiev. Tomorrow you hear of Renan. Tomorrow you hear of Steve McLaren, former England coach. You hear of so many names have been mentioned, but in all these names there's no any concrete link between those names. And like Somebody say you are going for Everman. How much can you afford?
Exactly. Can you pay him?
Can we pay him? Most of those players you are going, how much can you pay for this coach? If you cannot pay for this coach, then there's this another man where people are also trying to promote his story. The former Malian coach. The Frenchman that is also coming to Nigeria, and the guy has also indicated his willingness to come out the Super Eagles. But looking at specifically with Mali where he handled, what was his success record in Mali where Mali national team? And if it is clear that okay, you can't go, there's no crime in go for what you can afford. Okay, if you have made up your mind to stay with a bubble, and they probably will give him a contract or probably make him some something, there's nothing wrong with that. But give him the opportunity and let him know that he has a program to begin to plan for the program. Now you are bringing somebody on the time at the last minute. By the time he fails, you say he has failed. These are the same thing that happened with Philip George. Okay, after the expiration of a Pesero contract, when Pesero went to after the expiration of contract, he waited for almost 4 months. The AFCON ended February 10th. Waited for almost February 10, February end, March end, April almost, and then we are approaching May. About almost less than a month to the crucial 2 matches. Now appointed Philip Jumping in the other time. The first time he has to make the player is to come to the camp in less than a week. And even before that, remember what happened that time? Is it first city? No, there was one incident that was happened. There was one national incident that was happened that time. Is it a protest or strike? Okay, strike. The labor strike. Most of the players that were invited could not get directly fly to they have some of them were hangover in Abuja, some of them were hangover in Lagos. So if you have a few time to stay with the player and you went to the match, you lost them out. Second match you lose the second month. And obviously you say you are still the issue happened. Okay, you call for a meeting on how you can reverse the situation. You agree with him, but the next thing only for him to hear on the video that we are going for another coach. Then another coach you announce on the newspaper that we are going to another coach, and you didn't allow the coach to stay. The coach has said, how many months now you still can't go for the next coach because we are going to go about it. So you from here today you have not to win. So if either Mbappe is a good coach, not a good coach, you want to make let him be and just give me a contract. Let's announce official announcement. No, it's just 2 weeks. People are now know that at the end of the day they know he's not the coach. You only just say Mbappe. You don't just say Mbappe. Understand? And since Mbappe has been a technical director, most of the interim pay you have given, most of them has delivered. So people are just playing with the tongue of Nigeria, and either you like it or not, with the divided country where we are, with the tension that is very high in this country, the only thing that gives Nigeria something to laugh and smile, to ease some of the pressures and some of the stress that people are going to because of the economic hardship is football.
What did you do with the money? And some of the federations also were complaining that non-release of funds. And you ask yourself, non-release of funds, how does it affect? Do you need money to go somewhere and participate? You can pick any somebody can hire from the street and take him to a competition, and he can run his ways. So everybody trying to blame one person or the other and trying to exonerate himself. You expected Nigeria to win medals, but what preparation did you have in place? The other day he said that the federations were only focused on qualifying and not, so all kinds of stories.
Well, I don't want to use some words when they say when you bring a novice, somebody who doesn't know how it's obtained in how it's obtained in a particular sector, and to come and manage that sector, he doesn't know much about it.
You're completely right.
He talk anyhow. And another thing with Nigeria is that Nigerians are always quick to celebrate success, but they are not quick to admit failure. When it is a success, you want to attribute to your feel that yes, you have done well. But when it's under you recorded failure, you will begin to look for an excuse, trying to completely off your hand from that failure, and that is Nigerian for you. Okay, when we went to the All Africa game in Ghana, when we finished second, the minister came home smiling that he has done well. When we went to the Africa Cup of Nations, with all hope, with the almost expectation of winning that title, even not for that a last mistake, he came back home that yes, he's recording success. He's telling his recording success. Now you went for the Olympic, you fail. It is now after the Olympic, you now realize that you are not directly involved.
Yes.
But when we're in AFCON, when in the All Africa game, we were directly involved. The federation are not the one selecting athletes. The federation are not the one that monitor the training of athletes.
So what did you go to do in Paris?
We are not. But now, because it's now failed, you now admitted that okay, when you open your mouth talking talking anyhow that you are strongly boasted that you are going to surpass Nigeria record in Atlanta. You know you are not involved, but you are boasting that you are going to surpass the record based on the statistics and based on the information presented for you. I remember in one of the press I asked him a question. I said, how much confidence do you have in your technical people? The man was just looking at that. Yes, he has an assurance in the technical people. Now the technical people have failed you. Now you are saying you are not involved. So if you are not involved, who preside, who supervise the decision of the fund?
Exactly. Because the funds are released to your ministry.
Released to your ministry and you are in charge.
The one who
so the funds. The ministers to me it's better to keep quiet
yes.
than to try to rubbish and tell Nigerians what Nigerians already know. There's nobody's fool. You can't tell me you are the minister of sport and you say you are not that lame. But who is involved? It's like it's like Tinubu telling Nigeria now that he's not that lame involved. God, Tinubu is not the one running the country. He has a minister appointed for everywhere.
I said the ministers are in charge. Is not.
The ministers are in charge. So, but the box story on your table. Yes, the federation are in charge, but the box story on your table. You give the approval for everything. And that's why the president come to brief you. And if they brief you, if you have a question to ask, you ask the question. If the writing is not done, you ask for the writing to be done. But you are not telling us that he said that according to him, in his own word, that the federation gauge their decision well. And they always have the backing of the international federation, and any attempt to intervene, they refer to him that is being an interference. But the question, like I'm trying to ask, but when the federation recorded success, you want to take that success. But when they fail, you want to exonerate yourself from it. So the ministers should just for God's sake, keep quiet and find a way to explain to Nigerians how 12 billion was spent for no medal.
Really shocking. Let's move on from that. Be Nigeria's first ever cyclist essay. Request Sirai has expressed her frustration and is considering her Olympic cycling future with Nigeria after the Paris 2024 Olympics. Bike episodes, of course, she has complained bitterly. And of course she has stated her side of the story, contradicting what the sports minister actually said. She said, she prepared very well for the cycling event, trained with her club in Spain, and her club even wished her well on, before she departed the Olympic, and there was no issue until getting there, and only for the cycling federation to completely mess things up.
It's one of the fallout of what we are discussing.
Exactly.
And like now, yesterday, the minister is trying to ignore. These are some of the issues that fall out at the Olympics. But up to today, nobody has been called for question.
Exactly.
You remember the issues of event that somebody prepared for him, train for the competition for that and get qualified,
and just for you to send her name,
get qualified, and then train for it for the event and came for that event only to discover the event that his name is not on the list of those that have been copied. Okay. Ask the question who was responsible for the omission of the name. You are not saying you say you are setting up a committee. And yesterday they were asking, it means up to now you are still waiting for a committee to give you a report. This is nonsense.
Omitted someone's name.
This is nonsense. Okay, you prepare an athlete, you take an athlete from Nigeria, you take an athlete from a team to France, and only to get there, so you are looking for a bicycle to buy to borrow on a skill that you can't buy a bicycle that are in the shop everywhere. Even as I'm talking to you now, go to even on a 10 bicycle event, get to any shop, you get a bicycle, but you claim you can't get the bicycle that he has. It's a special bicycle that you have to order, and it takes 3 months to be manufactured. So the bicycle will be manufactured in the name, say, okay, if Salif need bicycle, so manufacture in Salif style. It's really unfortunate, and the minister will still have the goal to see that before Nigeria on national television and tell Nigeria that he's not involved. Who is involved? You are not involved, but you prevented the budget and give to the federal government and have to approve the money for it. Why did they prevent the budget if you are not involved in something that you are not involved? So you are not directly involved.
I'm sure more revelations will continue to come out. Even the Senate sports chairman was on TV today, and of course he was asked, and he said, of course the committee is preparing to start a probe into.
I better forget that. All of them are involved in that scandal. They cannot get donation from this. All of them have shared the money now.
All right, let's move away from that. Of course, former Chelsea and sports coach Mauricio Pochettino is set to become the new coach of the U.S. men's national team Of course, Pochettino has been the primary target to lead the USA into their home World Cup in 2026. He had numerous offers in England and Europe, but after lengthy discussion, the USA role appears too good to turn down. Well, for Pochettino back to management, and of course, not a bad job if you ask me. The USA will be hosting the World Cup, and of course, I'm sure he fancies that will be a good time for him to try his hands on a national team.
Yeah, fantastic one. Good for him. In 2 years' time, the World Cup will be on the street. Will be on the on everybody's lips. And well, for me from South America, coming from South America and then going back from now to almost the same view.
Exactly.
Join from Argentina and to America very close. So obviously, congratulations to him and wish him well. After everything that happened at Chelsea, to me, some people try to label him as a failure, but in my view, I don't see him as a failure. He's still as successful. Wasn't a failure in my own view.
Of course, now to some other news. This time, Jose Mourinho, of course, has criticized the referee after his team Fenerbahce failed to make it to the Champions League after that play-off. Mourinho believes his side can go far. Of course, with that result, Fenerbahce will now play in the Europa League. Fenerbahce's chances of Champions League progress were ended after a 180-minute penalty awarded to Lille for handball following a VAR check on the referee. Well, for Mourinho, when he was asked, he blasted the referee, and for him, he said it was just almost the same thing that happened to him when he was at Roma in the Europa League final. And Mourinho has had his history of criticizing referees sometimes when decisions don't go his way, but you might not really blame him. Sometimes these VAR officials, sometimes their decisions are also always called to question.
But just like you said, Mourinho is known for criticizing but when the decision don't go, but when you go in his favor, he just keep quiet. So in another account, he also noticed that the hassle when the Bashis are not able to go to the Champions League, where they are in Europa, that is where they're supposed to run the block. So why is this complaint? So all you need is an opportunity for him in his first season. Just capitalize on that Europa League, and if he can win, that will be good for him.
Of course, talking about VAR, where the Premier League has revealed that VAR will undergo significant changes ahead of the 2024-2025 season, ahead of the new season which begins this week. The Premier League outlined new efforts to address such issues. The Premier League unveiled a new account on X that will provide near-live explanations of referee decisions. In the absence of live VAR audio being broadcast, as is not permitted in football, the Premier League Match Center will be able to relay on social media near live information from the VAR hub during a game, the statement read in part. Of course, like we've always said, severally here, some clubs had called for, please scrapping, but the Premier League has said, well, most clubs voted in favor and said, look, all we need is some modifications, and here the Premier League is saying, well, we'll make some adjustments this season.
Yeah, that was very good. It's good that the Premier League admitting that in any human life, you always aspire to improve on your performance and improve on anything. So BR, just like we said before, it's not a damage to football. Rather, it has come to improve the standard of the game. And rather than we're not in support of any call to scrap it, or to improve on the system. No system is perfect, but you keep on improving on the system to then to get a near perfect. And it's good that the organizers are admitting that they need to do a lot of things. And just like you say, several clubs has claimed that the VR may have affected their overall performance in the league. So it's good that the organizers are coming up with the vision that they will definitely improve on the status of the league. But however, so as far as it's still being manipulated by human factor, there's always human factor errors will still come in. But all you need to do, but at least let the this to be minimal.
Of course, finally, before we leave, of course, the Premier League, that's the big news, returns tomorrow, of course. And who else? United will be in action against Fulham in the very first match of the 2024-2025 season. If we have those fixtures, we can have a look at those fixtures. Of course, it will be United against Fulham, taking on which comes up 8 p.m. Ipswich Town versus Liverpool. Arsenal will be at home to Wolverhampton. Everton, Brighton, and Hope Nottingham Forest versus AFC Bournemouth, Newcastle versus Southampton, while West Ham will take on Aston Villa. Of course, other matches will be Brentford against Crystal Palace. Then, of course, the biggest match will be Chelsea against Man City, while Leicester will take on, of course, a returning back take on Tottenham Hotspur. Of course, for Chelsea, how should you call it? It will be a baptism of fire for new coach Maresca, taking on his former boss Pep Guardiola in the opening game.
That was very interesting. Very interesting ties. This opening match, this coming in the very first day of the league, having two giants of the league meeting each other. Well, a fantastic one, and Maresca, just like saying, it will also be an opportunity for him to test his strength from the very big coach in the league, in the first opening match. And I think that there's also this real mode that even Maresca has also given support for the Chelsea chasing of Victor Osimhen. But whether that one will go to play through before the start of the season is what we don't know yet. But the league, just like the league is back, and the fans can't wait for it to start. Obviously, even some people have taken the football has gone beyond go sitting there and watch now. It's not avenue for making money, and even those that are taking the betting industry now, they are patiently waiting. So their business is back, and the business will be booming again. So congratulations to everybody, and we hope that wish everybody good luck, and wish the team good luck. Our own Alex will be. So let's see how he's going to battle to Man U before, and tomorrow, and Man U doesn't want to start on the brighter note. It's like Man U appear to be fortified enough, from all their preseason game and the way they are looking, it's like Man U appear to be ready for this season.
All right, begins tomorrow 8 p.m. With that, we draw our curtain of today's edition of the program. Of course, on Monday we'll be back to give you a review of the league and of course other trending stories worldwide. Thank you for being in the studio in today's edition of the program.
Thank you.
Until we come your way on Monday, do have a wonderful time. My name is Alpha Acho, and it's bye for now.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.